Greeting Dr. Rose and my fellow friends. My name is Rani Anak. My metric number is 212111.
Hi everyone, my name is Wan Shazlin Asmidar, binti Wan Azhar. My metric number is 212226.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Sabrina, Mohd Firdaus, metric number 211756.
Hello everyone, my name is Siti Aisyah binti Saidi. My matrix number is 209865.
Today, our group would like to discuss on the mental health issues among the workers in Malaysia. So, what is mental health? Mental health is a condition of mental wellness that help individuals to manage life stressor, realize their potential, study and work effectively, and give back to their communities. It is a crucial element of health and well-being that support both our individuals and societal capacity for decision-making, relationship building, and world shaping. A core human right is an access to mental health. Additionally, it is essential for the socio-economic, communal, and personal growth. It is mentioned that President Datuk Dr. Syed Hussein Sheikh Usman said issues of mental health at the workplace has become alarming and need to be addressing urgently. The effect of poor management of mental health may trigger suicide among the employees. Based on record, Malaysia recorded a total of 1,142 suicides in 2021. Over the years, the number of suicides has gone up and the workplace need to respond to this phenomenon. Next slide. So what is the cause of these issues? There are three major perspectives that contribute to this problem. The first one is the humanistic perspective, and the second one is environmental perspective, and the third one is technology perspective. So what is the solution? I would like to invite the second presenter to discuss further on.
Okay, so for the humanistic perspective, the problems that we can find is that the first one is bullying. It makes the workers or like the victims feel worthless and small. They also contribute to low morale, where the hard work of the workers being ignored, and there's also unreasonable demands that being demanded by the employers, where the workers have to work overtime and it interferes with their home life. These are the problems that can be found in the perspective of humanistic. And then I'm going to pass it to my friend Shazlin so that she can explain about the environmental perspective.
The first problem, according to this environmental perspective, is the first one is toxic work culture. Experiencing discrimination or cultural insensitivity can lead to the feelings of isolation and exclusion in the workplace. When employees are not accepted or valued for their cultural background or face exclusion from opportunities and social interactions, it can lead to loneliness, sadness, and depression. And the second problem is poor physical working condition, which when employees are subjected to uncomfortable or hazardous working environments, it can create chronic stress, anxiety, and a sense of vulnerability. The third problem is lack of accommodate of religious. Lack of this religious accommodation. In some cases, workplaces may fail to provide appropriate accommodation for religious practices, such as prayer times, religious holidays, or dietary restrictions. This can create challenges for Muslim employees in practicing their faith, which can lead to the feeling of frustration. I will pass to Sabrina to explain further about technology perspective regarding to our topic.
Alright, thank you, Shazlin. So for technology perspective, that causing mental issues in workers among workers in Malaysia are first, rapid breakthrough in technology, second, internet connectivity, third, overwhelming information, and fourth, cyber security. So for rapid breakthrough in technology, It will caused by frequent changes to work procedures, equipment, and software. This will lead to difficulties in keep up with the rate of change or adjust the new technology, which can cause the frustrating and stressful in the workers. Next, for internet connectivity, the unreliable and inconsistent internet connectivity will bring to the reduced productivity and frustrate users in the workers that cause the mental health issues in the workers. Next, for overwhelming information, for example, workers often receive emails, instant message, and others online platforms such as social media will cause them to be frustrated and overstressed because they have a lot of stress and anxieties. They cannot handle prioritizer and task management in their work. For cybersecurity, for example, like data breaches and cybersecurity threats, the duty that workers have, for example, security rules and protect sensitive information can be emotionally draining for the workers. Thank you.
So now we are going to talk about the solutions that we have being searched, and then we have proposed some of the solutions. But before that, before we talk about the solutions, let's learn about the meanings of humanistic perspective first. Humanistic, from Professor Sol McLeod, he stated that humanistic approaches would look on depression as a disturbance in a person's ability to grow to their full potential, meaning that every person's or individuals, they have their own ability to change and help themselves in battling with depression when they are given the right conditions to grow and to reduce their capabilities. So when they realize it, healing can begin to take place. Hence, in a humanistic perspective, the solution that we have to cater should have this characteristic, which is empathic, positive, and also congruence to cater these problems that are involved to the workers in Malaysia. Next slide. So we propose a few solutions under humanistic approaches. The first one is shorten the working hours, meaning that looking from the arises issues where many workers have to work more hours than the normal hours, this issue should have been taken seriously by us, by everyone, by the government, considering that many employers do not have respect towards their employees at all when it comes to times, right? Like Minister of Malaysia, oh, like what do you say? I think that next slide. Like there is a high profile study in Iceland that are being conducted from 2015 to 2019, follow more than 2,500 government workers. They have been doing the research, and the researchers found that the majority of the office saw productivity either remain the same or even improve, meaning that after they just reduce their working hour from 40 to 35 or 36 hours a week, they can see that the workers have improved in their qualities of work. So it means that we want workers to have a balanced work life, right? Increasing the working hours will not only help increasing the work quality, but also the workers will have more time for themselves, and this will greatly help them in maintaining their mind well-being. And then the next solutions, next slide, is implement law for bullying victim. The shocking thing is, in Malaysia, there is no specific law that protect workers from harassment or bullying. Like it's actually a shocking news because according to Dr. Muzaffar Shah Malo, Associate Professor of Law at University Science Islam Malaysia, he says that there are no particular laws under which the victim can lodge a complaint against the perpetrator. There are few acts that actually they are in the scopes of working or related to employees or employment, but it is not actually specifically meant for bullying in the workplace. For example, like Employment Act 1955 mentioned about bullying at workplace, and Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 also caters more on safety surrounding rather than about bullying or harassment, meaning that if the victim wants to lodge a complaint, they can only submit a police report or institute civil action against perpetrator, meaning that this is something that we need to fight and implement in Malaysia. Many workers in Malaysia has experienced bullying at their workplace, For example, like verbal abuse, sabotaging, excluding victims from their circles, and many more. Sometimes when the victims lodge a report, right, their action only did harm to themselves back at the end of the day. So new acts regarding harassment and bullying at workplace should be implemented in Malaysia to fight this issue. The perpetrator should get the punishment they deserve, as bullying and harassing people are a heinous crime that we need to take seriously, because the actions from these wrongdoers um had destroyed many lives with their actions, and we do not want other poor souls to experience this in the future. And the third solution is, next slide. Next slide, please. Oh, okay, sorry. Is to create support group plan at workplace. This plan comprises of full set of programs to help workers that have depression or stress. The employers are the one that need to initiate this plan into the companies. They should offer counseling sessions, workshop, support group, and others as a preventive and proactive measure to help their employees to overcome issues associated with work-related stress. Recent analysis by Recent Malaysia shows that in Malaysia, a company with 1,000 employees, approximately like 300 of them will be affected with depression, anxiety, or stress. So the employers should be proactive in tackling this issue by creating or like introducing the support group at the workplace. This support group shows that the employees are actually care about their workers' well-being rather than seeing them as a robot tool that only did works all the time. So the employees also will feel a sense of belonging, as they know that they are not alone. There are others that also feel the same way as they are, and they can feel that they are actually belongs in somewhere in the at their workplace. However, this plan, it is recommended to make the participant as anonymous to protect one's identity and prevent discrimination. So that's all for the solutions under humanistic perspective. Now I will pass to my friend Shazlin.
Shazlin.
Sorry. Okay, I will explain further on how we can create environmental friendly in our workplace. Okay. For the first problem, which I've mentioned before, work culture, management need to encourage reporting and adverse complaints among employees. Employment allows employees to report bad incidents such as of religious discrimination and cultural insensitivity without fear of retaliation. Management needs to aware by doing investigation and take proper action according to authentic reports, such as producing fines against discrimination. Other than that, management also can encourage open dialogue among employees. Therefore, they can share their experiences, and celebrations. Therefore, employees can increase the respect towards each other. For the second problem I've mentioned was lack of accommodate religious practices. Management should establish procedures for accommodating religious practices within reasonable limits. This includes providing flexible prayer times or religious holidays, allowing appropriate attire or grooming practices, and considering dietary needs. Accommodation should be made without negatively impacting job performance or creating undue hardships for the organization. For the third problems that I've mentioned was poor physical working condition. Management need to involve employees in decision-making, such as seeking feedback on their workspace. This creates culture of transparency where employees feel comfortable expressing their concerns, ideas, and suggestions. This open dialogue helps build trust, strengthens relationships, and creates a supportive work environment, all of which positively impact mental well-being among workers. I will pass to Sabrina to explain further about technology economy feasible.
Okay, thank you, Shazlin. So next, for technological and economically feasible approach to handle about the mental issues among workers in Malaysia are the first one, which is by using the mental health app. For example, the use of the mental health app that can provide resource, coping the strategies, and self-help tools. So these self-help tools can offer features such as meditation advice, mood trackers, stress management techniques, and cognitive behavior therapy exercise to the workers that having mental issues. For example, stress, anxiety, depression, and so on. So the example of mental health apps are Headspace, Calm, and Mood Hub. Next. The second approach is by having instruments for managing workload. Okay, so we jump into the example of technological enabled tools first. For example, project management software, management apps, and time tracking system. By using these technological enabled tools, it can help employees to properly manage their workload, help to establish priorities, aid in managing resources effectively, and stop the too demanding work schedules from adding to mental stress for the workers. Next. Okay, the third approach is by having online support communities. So by creating online communities or forums that can provide workers can anonymously share their experience, seek advice, and receive support from the peers facing similar mental health challenges. So by having moderated platforms also can provide them a safe space for open discussion and information sharing about like how they can manage stress, anxiety, or depression, or how to avoid actually the having the suicidal ideas if they are like overloaded with stress and so on. Next. Okay, the last approach about how to handle the mental issues among workers in Malaysia are workplace mental health programs. Why this is important? Because it includes the online mental health assessment, personalized recommendations, and resource for employees. By having this, they can expose them the importance of you manage your mental health by knowing this incorporation online mental health training for managers and supervisors to foster a supportive environment. They having stress by themselves and then they have the ideas of suicide.
So to wrap up this discussion, the issues of the mental health among the workers in Malaysia have been discussed throughout this discussion. Our group believes that this issue can be solved by using the solution that have been being proposed in the aspect of humanistic perspective, technologies, and also the environmental perspective. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.